We're marching in solidarity with everybody in the US, as well as for justice for everything that's still going wrong here, to end systemic racism and to see justice for black people everywhere.
I'm here to represent my brother that was murdered. Racist murder. Racist murder. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm supporting the cause. You know, because we're tired, we're depressed, we've had enough. We die fighting. I don't care about the corona. I'm fearless now. I don't care. I'm old. But 15 years I've been fighting to get my brother justice. 15 years. My mum's just passed away.
It's hit hard for me because I understand what happens to the children. The children grow up without a father, without a mother, and seeing the justice not happen for them, it hurts. My father was murdered and the murderer never got their time. So I understand, you know. When your parents die from illness, you know what takes them. When you don't see justice for the people that take the lives of your parents, you don't see justice. And it troubles you as a child when you grow up, you know. It's different. If you don't have a parent and they die from a virus or anything, there's a reason. There's no reason to kill black people. There isn't.
It's one of these things where you see it, and the first time I saw it, I was just thinking, not again. And then the momentum builds, and you kind of think, you know what, this is actually the straw that broke the camel's back. And I think this particular one was just so blatant that it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
There was you've got to look at the cauldron of what's happened. It's taken a long running jump to be in the position that where we're in. It wasn't just the pinnacle of George Floyd. We had Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, we had Amy Cooper just the same day. We had the atrocities of the Chinese people, of how they were treating the Africans as well at the beginning of this. It was a moment where there was a lot of people of colour, a lot of black people of colour, struggling with a global pandemic, watching black bodies being brutalised and really mistreated in every single way globally. And then it was the peak of it as well. We had our own here with Mark Dugan, Stephen Lawrence. We've even had network rail workers here that have been assaulted and no charges being brought. So it was a pinnacle, a running jump pinnacle of where we are right now.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
So for me personally, I've been tired, but I've also, in the same moment, been energized. I think we've all felt triggered. We've all felt grieved by everything that's been going on, but at the same time, there's been a real sense of enough is enough, and we're gonna spot that gap now, and we're gonna demand change. And so that's how I felt. I'm just gonna demand change. I've just living here in London over the last couple of years. I've had white people surround me and do monkey chants and call us monkey and niggers. I've been pulled over by the Special Forces Police here in the UK and been asked by a armed police officer to get out of my car because I looked suspicious or fit the description, and asked to get out the car with hands over my head. So I've experienced so many different racist things here in the UK.
I hope for the future that the police and everyone else is not scared of us. Okay? You don't have to be scared of us. We are just like you. We are humans. We are not a walking weapon. We are not going to hurt you. Our skin should not be the reason why you want to kill us. You should not be afraid. Do not be afraid because we are different. Be accepting. Be understanding. Be understanding that we are a human race. We are not segregated by the colour of our skin. We are all the same.
So obviously we want to protest against what the fuck is going on in the US, but generally just in the world. Racism shouldn't just be still in 2020, it's just insane. So that's the reason why we're here, yeah?
We shouldn't be talking about these issues in the 21st century, 2020, and we are one race. We are no different races, so yeah.
I was really sad, really upset. I just can't understand how this is possible. So we're both gay, and obviously we understand what it is to
be discriminated.
Yeah. And there's no way that we wouldn't fight this. So yeah. I'm really upset, yeah, this side.
Yeah.
Because it's a very important issue. It's always been a very important issue, and I'm glad that it's getting so much exposure at the moment. And I think it concerns literally everyone. So I'm so happy to see that so many people are gathered today for this. And yeah, I'm so glad to see that people are united in this. I know that obviously we're in a pandemic, and I really appreciate to see that people actually made it today. Yeah, it's another form of pandemic. Very much.
My heart's broken. You know, that's why I'm out here.
Yeah.
Not really giving a shit about Corona, to be honest. You know, I'm going down. I'm dying. I'm going to go down fighting. I have, you know, I don't really, you know, other lives before my own, basically.
I think this is obviously being older, it's more at risk, but I think this is more important. So,
you know things are bad when all these tens of thousands of people come out during an epidemic. Yeah.
Pandemic.
If there wasn't a pandemic, then there'd be hundreds of thousands.
The hope to make a difference and to hope for change outweighs what I feel sitting at home and just worrying. Because no matter what, whether I'm indoors or not, that pandemic is still going to happen. Racism is the real pandemic that we're also having to fight, and I felt it's worth the risk, and I appreciate everyone being out here.
I think the difference is now that everybody's coming together. It's not just one race that's angry, it's everybody that's angry, which is great, yeah.
But the hope is there's more awareness of the issue. I think if I was to look back, I'm a 40-year-old man, if I was to look back 20 years ago, I don't think that awareness was there. So the awareness is there. I think the next stage is from awareness to, as Rook said, repatriations. And that is the end goal, really. And actually having some sort of, I would say, for black people, having some sort of economy that they can call their own. I don't think that happens at the moment. Built on a system of justice. So if you're going for a job, you get the job that you deserve. If you're doing something, you get the thing that you deserve. So it's just. Now, in that is one element of it. The other element for me as a, I guess, Pan-African person is the improvement of the African continent. Because that's also something that's not been talked about in this particular struggle, is the African continent is always low. When that becomes high, I think that's going to be a helpful thing for black people.
Yeah, and I also add, for me, what I like to see as a part of that vision is access and ownership to resources. That's it. Equal access and ownership of resources is what I want to see in that type of society.
Really, I'm a teacher, so I've worked with lots of young people, and I've seen how their education hasn't been as good as it should be, and the government don't care enough about what the young people think. So I just feel very strongly about education and people being more aware of what's going on, not just in London and America, but all over the world.
Well, the change is here. The change is here, and it's a young generation you see protesting here. It makes us proud. You don't see elderly people here, which is really have the the back mentality, the old way of thinking. You see young people like 20, 17 here, so the change is here. It's happening right now.
It starts from education as well. Schools. We need to teach children that racism doesn't exist. There's no racism. So we need to learn how to live together. That's it.
Do you know what? There's hope today, but I think in the same breath, there's also an understanding that this is a marathon and not a sprint, and I just hope that everybody who's come out is actually going to go and do the work, because dismantling this is going to take work.
I think that's why we're here. That's what we're the symbol of change. We can only do what we can, and we're going to move forward, definitely. We're going to move forward. But it's going to happen very small, and it's going to happen though. It's going to happen for sure. And I'm going to make sure it's going to happen because, as well, I want to be part of that. I want to be part of the change.